If you've ever struggled with living paycheck to paycheck, then you know exactly what it feels like when you have 5 days until payday and basically $15 in your account. I know because I have been there before. I remember there were weeks whenever we had a full week until payday and we barely had any money left. And I was just hoping that the amount of money we had left would cover maybe an unexpected expense and our groceries. And that's when my anxiety would kick in. You know what I'm talking about. When there's all this uncertainty and you start thinking, oh my gosh, what if this happened? The fear of a depleting checking account can truly have such an impact not only on your mental health, but your family's mental health as well. That's why today I'm sharing 5 things that you can do to stop living paycheck to paycheck. Hey there, my name's Allison, and I work with women to help them learn how to budget, pay off debt, and save money so that they can live a life that they love. Tip number 1 for breaking the paycheck to paycheck cycle is to know your finances in detail. Look, when I was in college, there were times when I would not even open my bank account because I was too scared of how much it would say I had. In fact, the only time that I ever opened my checking account and saw what was inside was whenever I was about to make a grocery run and I knew I was going to be spending a lot of money and my rent check was about to clear. I just wanted to make sure I had enough. But then there was the day that I was standing in the grocery store and my card got declined 3 times. What I didn't realize was that my rent check was coming out that day, the same day I was going to buy groceries. It wasn't until that moment that I realized I had to find a way to track my expenses. When you track your expenses, it allows you to know your finances in detail. You know exactly how much money you have coming in, how much money you have going out. You'll know exactly how much money you have every single day. And when you're able to track your expenses and know your finances in detail, it allows you to understand your money habits. You start seeing patterns in overspending. Maybe you tend to overspend in a certain area that you didn't even know before you were spending that much money in. There are many ways that you can know your finances in detail and track your expenses. I personally have used Quicken for over 10 years, and it's a software program that's on my computer, but they also have an app, and it allows me to manually track my expenses so that I can even track the bills that are going to be coming out on auto draft 10 days from now, and I know exactly how much money I have left after those bills are going to come out. You can learn more about Quicken at the link below, but it's seriously something that has helped me understand and know my finances in detail, which has in turn allowed us to stop the paycheck to paycheck cycle. Tip number 2 to break the paycheck to paycheck cycle is to write a budget. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, no, I don't want to write a budget. The B word is bad. I've tried writing a budget before and I just can't seem to stick to it. But here's what I want you to know. A budget allows you to take back control of your money. I think that we can agree that finances are important. And in fact, finances seep into every single day of your life. Finances are woven into the intricate details of your life. And if you don't have control over something that is so important in your life, then it will control you. Writing a budget every single paycheck allows you to actually take back control so that you have control over something that's so important is going to be part of your life forever. And if you're sitting here thinking, no, I've tried this before, I am never able to stick to it, then I want you to know you're human. It's okay for you to make mistakes. There are going to be pay periods where you completely screw up and you're way off budget. But there are also going to be pay periods where you have just small, minor, unexpected expenses and you surprise yourself with how you're able to stay on budget. That's why budgets are so amazing. They are flexible. If you have a doctor's bill that comes up, an unexpected medical cost, a $50 copay, you're able to pay it and then go back to your budget, move some money around so that way you can absorb that cost. Budgets allow you to take back control. And when you have control over your money, you can break the paycheck to paycheck cycle. Tip number 3 is to stop relying on credit cards. If you're currently relying on credit cards to help you get by every single month, then it's time to break up with them. Now listen, I'm not saying that credit cards are bad. I'm not saying that you should get rid of credit cards forever and have no credit cards. In fact, I think it's wonderful to use credit cards to your advantage. However, the goal is to actually live on less than you make. So if you bring home $4,000 a month, but you spend $4,500 a month, I'm guessing that $500, that extra $500 is likely going on a credit card. And when you're putting money on a credit card and not paying it off every single month, you're just increasing your debt, which is going to make it harder for you to break the paycheck to paycheck cycle. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck, I want you to really seriously considering to no longer rely on your credit cards. That means putting them away, saying I'm not going to use them for now so that I can spend time taking back control of my money. Because ultimately, credit cards can be helpful, but they're only helpful if we use them in a helpful way. Otherwise, they can be harmful. The fourth tip to stopping the paycheck to paycheck cycle might be my favorite, and I'm sharing what we did wrong so that way you can learn and do it right. And that is to increase your income. Now, when we were paying off debt and living paycheck to paycheck, we were two teachers. We had a fixed salary, and really the only way to increase our income was to move to a different area and work for a school district that paid us more. Now, while we did that, there were things that we were doing before that point, side hustles we took on to help us increase our income. Because truly there are two ways to break the paycheck to paycheck cycle, and that is to spend less or make more. So let's dive into increasing your income. During our journey, there were different side hustles that we tried that would allow us to increase our income temporarily at times so that we could pay off debt and stop living paycheck to paycheck. Some of those included tutoring. I was a teacher, so I would tutor in the summers. I taught summer school once. I dabbled in photography, and I even sold some of my products that I created for my classroom online on Teachers Pay Teachers. My husband also taught summer school because he is a teacher, and he even drove a bus because he is a band director. So he was on the bus anyway, might as well get paid $50 a trip to drive the kids to where they needed to go. However, one of my favorite side hustles that I didn't learn about until several years ago is becoming a virtual assistant. Now, that is a VA. VA stands for virtual assistant, and it is by far something that I think can really truly help you increase your income while working from home. You see, whenever I was taking on side hustles, I hated the fact that so many of the ways that I was increasing my income was taking me away from my family. I had small children at the time, and I was also teaching, so the last thing I wanted to do was leave. However, we also wanted to break the paycheck to paycheck cycle. Becoming a VA allows you to earn money from home. My VA, my virtual assistant, works for me 6 hours a week from home. We live in completely different states. She's able to work on her own time, and this allows her to earn money from me, but then also earn money from her full-time income. My VA helps me do things like manage my email inbox, reply to emails, help me out in my Facebook group, create some digital products for me to put inside of my membership or sell. So if you're sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, I can do that, and I think you can, then I want to introduce you to my friend Abby. She helps people become successful VAs, and she has a free training, and you can click down below. You can get access to her free training, and it's all about how to become a booked out VA. And she has helped people make 6 figures by being a virtual assistant. And if you're sitting here thinking, that's not for me, I just want some side hustle income, then this is also for you. This is exactly what you can do to earn extra money to stop the paycheck to paycheck cycle. In this free training, Abby's going to walk you through exactly what a VA does. What is a VA? What do they do? That way you can figure out if it's right for you. She also teaches you how to market yourself so that way people want to hire you and where to find jobs. So that way you can become a booked out VA. Tip number 5 to stop the paycheck to paycheck cycle is to have a plan for your future. Look, I get it. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, sometimes all you can focus on is this one moment. All you can focus on is the next 5 days until you get paid. And that's where all of your energy is going. However, if you want to break that cycle, then it's time to start setting some goals that are further than just till the next time you get paid. Setting money goals. So what I want you to do is to set some financial goals for the next year, 5 years, and 10 years. Set some goals that maybe you're sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, can I really achieve that? Or that other people might tell you is impossible. It's okay to set impossible goals. Maybe you want to set a goal to increase your income. Maybe you want to set a goal to pay off your debt or to have a certain amount of money in your emergency fund. That way you're no longer staying up at night worried about how you're going to pay that bill. You know you have it covered. Goal setting can help you imagine a different future for the life that you're living now. I hope those 5 tips helped you learn how to break the paycheck to paycheck cycle. And don't forget, you can get access and learn more about everything I talked about in the video right below.